Percentages. They're all around us wherever you look. You see discounts, sale price, percentage off, coupons, get something free. It can sometimes just leave you crazy. We're going to try to unravel the mystery. What is a percent? Percent, the actual word, means for each, the per. The cent means out of 100. So for each 100. That's what you have to keep in your mind as you're thinking about these percents. Now, another way you can think of it is that here we have 100 blocks. Don't count them. Trust me. There's 10 by 10. There's 100 blocks. 10 of them are shaded. That means we have 10 out of 100, 1/10 if you reduce, or 0.1 as a decimal, which is 10% is shaded. Now, how do we go back and forth between all of those? That's our main goal, folks. We want to make sure that you're confident on being able to go back and forth. Fraction to percent, percent to decimal, decimal to fraction. Now, all that moving around can maybe leave you a little dizzy, but we're going to go try and break it down, and it'll be smooth sailing as you move back and forth between one version of the number and the other. First up, percent to fraction. First step. For example, 54%. You're going to make it that 54 out of 100, because literally that's what that symbol means, out of 100. But wait, you don't stop there. The last burning question in your head is reduce, and we must divide the denominator by 2 and then the numerator by 2. So 27/50. So if you had a score of 27 out of 50, that would reflect a score of 54%. Now, you got it? When the symbol comes off there, we're going to replace it with out of 100 and reduce. Okay, now let's try another one and see how you do. All right, 62%. We know that's 62 out of 100, very literally, but we are going to take that and reduce. Keep in mind, if you're not a big fan of reducing, that denominator's always going to be 100. So remember, with 100, factors are 2 and 5s and 10s. So keep that in mind. You're looking for those common factors. Lots of 2s and 5s, you'll see. Okay, now let's go and switch things up. I personally like this. This says that we have 75% and we want to make it a decimal. I like that because the symbol moves away, the decimal point moves away 2 spots. 40%, percentage comes away, the decimal point moves away. In this one, 3.1%, we can finally see a decimal point. It's going to move away 2 spots when the percent symbol goes away. Okay. So we've got 2 directions taken care of. Let's say you have the decimal now and want to take it a percent. A lot of times this is what happens when you get out on a calculator or a computer program. Now, what in the world did that mean? Well, when the symbol comes on, you move the decimal towards it. So here's the decimal. To make it a percent, it moves 2 spots, but going toward where the decimal, where the percentage symbol will be. Let's take a look at some here. Convert to percents. Again, 0.98, 98%. It moves 2 spots. 22.76, wow. Move 2 spots. That's going to be 2,276%. Even if it can be, like in this case, you see 0.12568, it moves 2 spots. That's equivalent to 12.568%. So again, whether they are bigger than 100%, smaller than 100%, anywhere in between, you got it covered. Now remember, to review, if you have a percentage and want to put it into a fraction, it's out of 100. All right, keep that in mind. Don't want to get confused on going back and forth between the different kinds of forms. Fractions to percents are some where you almost know it just from living out in the real world. A half and 50%, you know that 50% is a half. If I covered half of the page, that's 50% because 100% is a whole. Well, there are some that you need to know by inspection, but there are some that you might have to actually figure out. So if you had to actually go and deal with, as we had before, 1/2, you actually take 1 divided by 2, because that is literally what we have here. When you see this, 1 divided by 2, it means 1 divided by 2. Place the decimal, set it and forget it, and do the division, and you get 0.5. That is why and where we get 50% from, because now we take that decimal and make it a percent. See? Not that bad. Let's try another one. We have 9/20. We literally do the division here. Not too bad. We get 0.45. 45. Say it with me. 45 hundredths. There you go. 45 hundredths. And that is how you would write it as a percent. 45 out of 100. That's what that symbol means. Out of 100. Out of 100. It actually has some mathematical value. Take a look at some that you might already have sort of stuffed away in your brain up there. We have dealing with 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 2/3, 3/4, and a 1. You can see there a little picture there, but you can see how those are ones where you almost always need to have those tucked away. You use them so much. So you almost want to just, I hate to use the word memorize, but you just know them because you see them so often. So in summary, you want to make sure that you're confident that if you're given a fraction, you can make it a decimal and turn it into a percent. If you're given a percentage, you can turn it into a decimal and then turn it into a fraction. Any form you're given, you can come up with the other two. All right? The only way that you're going to be able to get this is practice, practice, practice. But you can do it. Keep trying.